is this mindset of, if I just put my head down and work really hard, somebody's going to come along and notice and support me or promote me or acknowledge me or affirm me. And it's a little bit of that waiting for that prince to come along with the glass slipper, for me to then turn into this princess. And so that I'm hoping that my work is going to be proof enough of my value and my contribution. And so the awareness of how important it is to be able to be your own voice and spokesperson, and turn the volume up in terms of who you are and what you offer, because there isn't necessarily a prince waiting to come and present you with a glass slipper.
No, and I wanted to ask it as a question, like if you're sitting with that thing, and I recognize it in myself when you say it now. I'm like, oh, I know that in me. Yeah, I've definitely done that. And I remember somebody at a workshop once saying to us, to the group, and we've all sort of she said, no one is coming to rescue you. And it was so stark. We all just sat there kind of, but in response to it, I want to sort of put it into a question, because that, of course, then stirs all these things. If no one is coming to rescue you, what would you like to do? If you are Prince Charming.
Yeah. You are Prince Charming, you're the glass slipper, you're Cinderella.
You're the knight on the white horse, you're the whole shebang. I remember an interview once with Cher, the singer Cher, and she was telling how her mother for many years had said to her, and she's got this like Brooklyn or wherever she's from, she says her mom always used to say to her, Cher, you have to find a rich, successful man. You have to marry a rich, successful man. And she said, and one day I turned to her and I said, Ma, I am a rich, successful man.
I love that.
And this is the thing, how are you going to rescue yourself? And you don't actually need rescuing. You need to be heard. You need to be attended to like the princess that you are. So start doing it.
Oh, I love that. And that nothing is going to change. So that sense of, if I'm not happy with my circumstances, if I'm not feeling alignment, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling resentful, or whatever it might be, that nothing is going to change until you change it. So it might be finding your voice and expressing your need, but it starts with you becoming very clear on that's what I've learned from you, Eilat, is becoming clear on what do I need? What do I need? What do I need?
That's a big part of my books, and it's a big part of my workshops, as you know. It's like learning, what are my needs? How do I even know? And what do I do with them once I realize that they're there? Because it is the core. It is how we love ourselves, is to attend to our needs. It's a wonderful thing once you start realizing that it's a very small and simple thing. Many times people are very afraid to ask the love question, because they say, oh, I can't say, if I love myself, what would I do now? I would leave my job, I'd leave my marriage, I'd change my whole life. I can't do that, so this is a stupid question. It's almost never a big dramatic thing that you need to do. It's often a very small little thing. So for example, if you're in a workplace where you feel unheard and disrespected, you have a need to be heard and you have a need to be respected, right? That's the opposite of those two very unpleasant experiences. So how can you begin to respect yourself differently? Because people treat you the way you train them to treat you. You get what you accommodate, what you tolerate.
Yes.
So if you know that you get what you tolerate, then the task isn't to stand up and go, no more of this. It can be small, subtle things like, please, will you let me finish what I'm saying first before you start to speak? I mean, that can take a whole lot of courage to do. But when you're frustrated enough, you can do that. it's about respecting your own idea, even if nobody listened, nobody heard it, nobody took it seriously, to go, well, I know that that was a good idea. The office politics may be what they are, but I know, I respect my idea. I'm not going to poo-poo my idea just because they did. So it sort of becomes, it begins with an inner dialogue. It really does. And that inner dialogue is you holding your own hand.
Mm.
When someone's got your hand, it makes things easier.
Yeah.
It's small little changes. Don't be afraid of the big changes, because they are made up of tiny, tiny little steps.